Wait, hope you wave. Hope you wave. You're doing good. Hope you're doing great. So that poll I put up a poll asking if people prefer basic triggers like or layer triggers. Layer triggers or basic triggers, and layer triggers are doing better than triggers. They're winning right now. They weren't winning yesterday, but they're winning now by a considerable margin too. I'll alternate. I'll alternate between the two. What is that Hannah Montana song? You got what? You want the best of both worlds. Was that Hannah Montana? I don't know who that was. I just remember a song about the best of both worlds. I remember the Disney days, like when Disney was like five, the Disney shows. And, oh my gosh, bro! Like my whole jam was like the Zack and Cody. It was the first Zack and Cody, which was the one where they were in the hotel. I forgot what that was called. Then there was the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which is also fire. Oh my gosh, those are the days, man. Disney days, like when Disney was like just focused on making great shows, kid-friendly shows. What else was on Disney? Phineas and Ferb was great, I guess. Was I a super fan of Phineas and Ferb? I don't know if I was like a super fan of Phineas and Ferb. It was okay for me. What did I like really like on Disney? I can't remember on Disney in particular. I'm sure there were a couple of shows. But oh my god, Nickelodeon had Victorious, which I really liked. I really liked Victorious. iCarly was cool. It was cool. Oh my gosh, did you see they remade iCarly? They did like a new. They didn't remake it. It's the same cost. It's just they're older now. Oh my gosh. These studios need to stop doing this. Let sleeping dogs lie, man. It's like reviving a corpse so you can fuck it again. It's disgusting. Like let it. It's gone. It's over. Don't do this. So yeah, they rebooted iCarly. I don't think they called it a reboot. They continued it. It's just like ugh. I don't know. Like someone let me know. Is it actually good? I would have let it go. I would have just let it die. To be honest. But Victorious was dope. What else did I like on Nickelodeon? I saw pretty much everything that was there. I'm just trying to think like what really stood out to me. Obviously, Avatar was amazing. That's a goated show. Cartoon Network had Ben 10, which was amazing, and then Ben 10 Alien Force. You know, Ultimate Alien was okay. Codename Kids Next Door was fire. Oh, there were a lot of great cartoons. Samurai Jack. Megas XLR. Oh my gosh, bro. What? The cartoons we used to have are way better than the cartoons people have now. Oh my gosh. It's not even close. It's not even this. It's not. Is this the same planet? It can't be the same planet. Because the cartoons we have now are trash. Absolute dog water. Compared to what was being put out back in the Dizzle. But anyway, we'll see a resurgence someday. Have faith. Man, I feel sorry for the kids of today. Now the kids of the day. I mean, it's anime now, but now the issue with anime is very like sexualized with a lot of these shows. I was watching One Piece, right? I was watching One Piece. I don't think One Piece is for kids. I don't think you can categorize it as a kids show. But you know, kids will be watching. That's what kids watch these days. Because there's not really that many great cartoons. Not from the West. So it's like anime has become the new thing, right? So I was watching One Piece, um, and this town is being terrorized by these evil pirates, and this woman's trying to run away from the pirates. She's being chased, and then she runs into another woman who's come to save the day. But she runs into the woman's breasts because she's wearing this very revealing top, and her breasts are like her cleavage is like sticking out. And the woman, like her head, like knocks into the breasts, and it's very visual. Like, it's very. I don't know how to. What am I saying right? But yeah, it was such a like. What the hell? Like, I'm like, kids are watching, man. But to be fair to One Piece, I don't know if it's made for kids. I don't know if it was ever made for kids. But sometimes I feel like it's unnecessarily sexual. Like I'm like, the people who make these things are just perverts. They're perverts. They know what they're doing. It's unnecessary. Back in the day, with shows like Ben 10 and all, you didn't have to worry about this sort of stuff. You didn't have to worry about. I was thinking about, I can't show my kids One Piece. I can never, in good conscience. Like, that's the first thing I thought when I saw that particular scene. I was like, oh yeah, my kids can't watch One Piece. I can't show this to my children. It'll corrupt them. The two, like, this is something they have to watch when they're much older and they have discretion and they have discernment and they can make decisions for themselves. They can't watch this as little kids. So One Piece, definitely not. Naruto isn't that bad. It also plays with some of these things. A lot of anime is very sexual in its presentation, unfortunately. I wouldn't be comfortable showing that to my children. So I'm not sure. Just because I know what it did to my mind, I got a dirty mind and I wish I didn't. So it's like, I want to save my kids from that. I don't want them to go down that same road. So it's not even about being an asshole. It's about trying to protect them from very bad things. Obviously, you can only protect your kids so much. You don't want to be like a helicopter parent. But you want to be a parent. Your job as a parent is to protect your kids. So you can't just have the approach of just let your kids do what they want all the time. And consequences be damned. It's ridiculous. Such a ridiculous way to parent your kids. And then the kids end up developing all sorts of issues in life because you didn't do your damn job. Because you didn't have the spine to say no when you were supposed to say no. It's ridiculous. So yeah. I gotta be careful, man. We gotta bring back innocence in cartoons. We gotta bring back cartoons that are just, adults can watch them, kids can watch them, but they're wholesome. We used to have that back in the day, not so much these days. These days it's outrageous, bro. The things they put on the screen. But anywho, I believe we will see a resurgence, and particularly in the West, especially as people break away from these studios, and you see more independent creators gain prominence. Speaking of independent creators, yesterday I had such a great writing session. It was truly amazing. I guess I'm comfortable sharing the basic plot details because I feel like I've made a lot of progress and I'm feeling very encouraged, very happy because I'm like, wow, I might actually finish this. I'm praying. I'm literally praying to God, like, please help me finish this. Give me ideas. Give me patience. Give me whatever I need to finish this book because, like, I want this to be the one. But I'm feeling good about it. And the thing that's different from the other times that I've noticed, each time that I write, each attempt, I gain a skill and I gain perspective. So I feel like the perspective and the skill I guess I've gained this time around is one thing I've gotten good at is plotting out certain details that make it easier for me to then progress the narrative. And the perspective I have is the end. Like I know what the end is, which is so important, right? You want to have an ending. That's how I write. At least for now, like this is how I plan my story. Like you have an ending, a clear ending, like a definitive ending. Like this is how the story ends. So now that I know how the story ends, it's like it's just about figuring out how to get there, right? So I understand what the character wants, the main character. What does he want? What is he trying to achieve? That keeps me on track. So when I'm writing, so a problem I used to have with my previous attempts, there was a big problem was I'd get sidetracked a lot. I'd get distracted. I'd go on tangents, and the story would lose focus, and it become very disorganized all over the place. No real through line. It's very confusing. Now it's like because I understand what the character wants, I'm able to write in one direction. And I also understand what the antagonist wants, which also makes it easier to write the antagonist story, which then shapes the protagonist story, and it just progresses everything quite nicely. Quite nicely. So I'm excited. I'm excited. It's just about writing and filling in those gaps. So I'm being patient. I'm not rushing. Just showing up every day, progressing the narrative bit by bit by bit. So I'll explain the premise. So it's a pirate story. This man, he's a pirate, and he returns to his hometown on this island after a voyage. He returns home. Him and his crew are spending their spoils at a tavern, at a bar, and he meets this barmaid, this girl that he's taken by her. He's taken by her beauty. He's like, wow, this is a pretty woman. And over the course of some days, some weeks, he gets to know her. And eventually, he comes to the realization that for the first time in his life, he's not thinking about setting sail and finding treasure and all these sort of things. He's not thinking about pirating. He's thinking about a woman. He's thinking about being with her, and that's pretty much what he wants. So he has this kind of transformation, this revolution in his mind, where it's the thing that he's primarily focused on now, the thing that he's thinking about, dreaming about, is this girl. And he expresses this to her, and he proposes to her. She is hesitant because her father was a pirate, and he abandoned her when she was pretty young, and he set sail and he never really came back. She doesn't know what happened to him. Did he die? Did whatever the case, like something happened to him. She doesn't know what, but she was always angry that he never made it back. So she just has this thing with pirates. So she was just kind of like, she likes him, but he's a pirate, and I think anyone would be kind of hesitant to be with a pirate anyway. But yeah, it's just this added history that makes it even more difficult. So he knows this. He's aware of this. He's like, okay, I'll make you a deal. There's noise outside. I'm not sure if I should pause it. It's okay. He makes her a deal. He's like, I know you got a thing with my profession, and I understand. So I'll make you a deal. I'm heading out on one more voyage. when I get back, I'll have enough money to buy this tavern, and it'll be a legitimate business, and I'll lead an honest life, and I'll take care of us, and you don't have to worry about what I do for a living anymore. And the voyage he's going on is like it's recovering a stolen merchant vessel. Someone had stolen a merchant ship, and he just wants to recover that. And he got a letter of marque, which is basically a letter from the government that grants you the permission to raid ships and whatnot. So basically, you can be a legal pirate for a period of time until the letter of marque expires. And that's what he's using to complete this mission. And he does it. He comes back. Wait. Also, so let me not skip ahead. So she agrees. She's like, okay, fine. I'll wait for you. I'm not giving you a yes or no, but I'll wait for you to come back after you've fulfilled this mission, and then I'll give you my answer then once you've actually come back and you've done what you said you're going to do. So then, okay, he goes and captures the ship, and then brings it back, collects his payment, and then goes back home, only to find out that while he was away, this pirate, another pirate, had come to that island and held the town hostage and kidnapped the girl and left. The reason why he kidnapped the girl, I don't know if I'm giving away too much. This is like the beginning though, so there's a lot that happens after that. The reason why he kidnapped the girl is because he's got a condition. Well, basically, he's been playing around with these. He's been collecting these artifacts that have a whole bunch of magical, spiritual powers. So the one thing he has is the Devil's Hand, which is basically like it allows him to drain people of the essence of their souls. He can touch people and drain them, and they turn into zombies and stuff like that. And what that does is it increases his lifespan. Essentially, it doesn't exactly work that way, but just to boil it down, it increases his lifespan when he does that. But it comes with a whole bunch of consequences when he does that, including being haunted by these souls that he's absorbed. So he's constantly having nightmares, and he's constantly sick, and he has these spasms, these sudden fits that really like take a toll on him. So one of the cures for he's essentially possessed by spirits, right? Because he absorbs them. He's essentially possessed by spirits. And one of the cures for that is the song of a maiden. So when a virgin woman sings to you, a virgin woman with a good voice sings to you, it can ease your afflictions. It can ease your suffering. So he was on his way. So he was sailing with his ship, and he was on his way somewhere else. But then he had to stop by this island because he'd been taken by these fits again. Like it was bad, and he was like, no, I need to stop somewhere and then quickly just find a woman, any woman that can help me. So he stopped by this island, and they were searching the island, and they needed a virgin woman who can sing well, and they found this girl at the bar. This barmaid, and they took her. So when her fiance, well, she didn't say yes, but well, let me not give away too much. I mean, I've already given that away, so I might as well continue. When her fiance gets back, he finds that she's missing. He's like, "Where the hell is she?" And he finds out, oh, she's been captured. He comes back to a mess. He comes back to the island and just finds like a whole bunch of destruction and some zombies in the streets, and it's just a mess. And he's like, "What the hell happened here?" So then he finds out that his girl's been taken, and he needs to go get her back. So yeah, that's the story. It's him chasing after this man who stole his girl, and a whole bunch of things happen along the way. And I'm having fun developing not only the protagonist but the antagonist as well. Like I'm actually developing him as a person, as a character, and diving into his story and what makes him tick, and the complexities of a person who's so hell-bent on acquiring power, and what's driving that, how is he dealing with it. And it's not easy. It's like it's actually taking a toll on him. I want to show that human side of him, like when things get really difficult for him because of how these things are affecting his body and so on and so forth. So I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. But I'm taking my time, taking my time. Even with the girl, as she's being held hostage by this guy, so he can't hurt her. As pirates, they could, in any other circumstance, they would assault her. They'd have their way with her, if you know what I mean, sexually. But because her virginity matters, she needs to be a virgin woman who can sing in order to help with his affliction. He tells his crew, like, you can't touch this woman. Anyone who hurts her in any way, like, you have hell to pay for it. So she's protected in that sense. And she stays with him a lot. She has to stay by his side a lot because at any moment he can just suddenly have a seizure and something can happen to him. So she's constantly singing to him. At night she has to sing him to sleep and all these sort of things. Sometimes he just wakes up in the middle of the night and someone has to come get her, and she has to help him sleep again. It's actually quite interesting. So I'm just exploring that dynamic, and they talk a lot and they have debates about also a whole bunch of things, and so I'm exploring that character as well and really developing him. Even though he's the villain, I'm trying to really help people understand him and why he does what he does and what makes him tick. And him and the protagonist are polar opposites, as is usually the case with protagonists and antagonists. And the key difference between the two is that both of them are pirates, and both of them kind of had this mentality of, I just want to be free. I don't want to obey the law. I don't want to live like a normal man, and all these sort of things. And they're kind of slaves to their freedom. They just follow their whims. They just do whatever they want to do. And the girl was arguing that, everyone is a slave to something. You have to choose what you're going to be a slave to. And the one guy, the antagonist, the villain, he's like he just wants power. He just wants to be above the law and do what he wants and have the bragging rights and all these sort of things, and no one can stand up to him, and he can take what he wants when he wants. That's what gets him going. That's what he wants. And there's also underlying things beneath that, some fears and whatnot, some issues that he hasn't resolved. Whereas the other guy, he also had this thing of like adventure, like treasure, a woman, prostitutes, just the lifestyle that comes with being a pirate and the freedom to do whatever he wants. But then he met a woman who he really liked, and all of a sudden he realized That's what he wants to be. We were using the metaphor of slavery. That's what he wants to be enslaved to. This love, this life of love and service. So now he has a new desire, a new thing that he wants to do, and he's able to abandon his whims. He's able to say no to his base animal desires in order to serve something other than himself. And that's the distinction between these two men. Is like one is like actually willing to deny himself in favor of another, whereas the other it's just all about serving himself and pursuing power. So we'll see how that dynamic plays out. We'll see how that story unfolds. But it's fun. It's fun writing. It's fun expanding upon a lot of these things. I wonder how long it's going to be. I'm nearing. I don't know if I'm nearing the halfway point, but I'm getting there. I think it's good that in my head I have a defined halfway point. I just need to flesh out some certain details. Yeah, and then it's just about making it to the end. After you reach that halfway point, now it's about that stretch towards the finish line, which is going to be very exciting. So far, so good. So far, everything still makes sense. Everything is cohesive, and I'm not contradicting. The plot is not contradicting itself and going off on tangents like I usually would be at this point. So I'm excited. I'm praying that I actually finish this time around. Anywho, that's that on that. Father God, thank you for sending to you're watching this right now. Thank you for anything whole, unique, and guiding on the podcast. Peace, prosperity, purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life. Love them, take care of them, and bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage to stay in the love and marriage and making very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life. And by giving thanks, they find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life. So knowledge of God, that you really love them, it's going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person, everyone they care about. In my name, I pray in Jesus' name, I pray.